So it has been a couple of days and I've done multiple layers of the sealant. I did the spray plasti dip. It's completely dried. You have to make sure that you get the edges that you see there. You don't need to seal the back side of the bracer unless it's going to be showing for some reason, like you have a lifted piece, kind of like for one of my bow bracers. In that case, you'll want to seal any parts that will have a chance of showing. But the reason that I don't seal it if it's not going to show is it gets a little bit harder to attach anything that will help you actually place it on your arm. As you can see, it's got a little bit more curve to it now, and for the most part, I did a pretty good job. I think there's only one spot that's a little light. If you didn't seal it enough, when we start to paint, you'll notice because it's just going to keep soaking up all of the paint, all of the water, and it won't paint on as smoothly as you're used to. So for this stage, just make sure that you have a clean painting surface, some water, a jar or something to place your paints in. If you are doing metallic looking armor, stuff that looks like metals, you kind of have two ways to go. You can either get iridescent acrylic paints like from Golden, or you can also get Rub and Buff, if Rub and Buff comes in the colors that you're used to. Rub and Buff will act a little bit differently than normal paint because of the amount of wax content that's in it. For Rub and Buff, if you use that method, expect to apply a little bit on a sponge or rag and to like rub it on. It leaves a little bit of a mess on your fingers if you end up touching it. But I'm going to be painting with just the Golden iridescent paint. So get this started. Hi Maxie baby. What's up? How are you? Hello kitty. I know you guys just can't handle me doing this stuff. So not only do you want your main color paint prepared, you also want a shadow paint, normally like a gray or a black, for going in the crevices to help accentuate any of the details that you did. You essentially want to help create the illusion of depth with your paint job. Thank you. I actually have a way to edit out that sound. And then if you are trying to give your bracer a weathered look, make sure to include a paint you're going to be using for weathering. I normally like to use kind of a watered out brown for that process. But we're going to start with the main color paint, silver, and get that going. And also see how good or bad I sealed my foam. Alright, so for this next part, as we add in the low lights and the weathering, this is when I am much more willing and liberal with mixing the paint with water, because I'm not wanting a huge strong hit of color. If mixing it with water is making it spread around too much, or it's not quite the look you're going for, say if you're going for more of an apocalyptic vibe, you might want to try dry brushing instead. It's a little rough on the paintbrush, but that would be where you intentionally use only a little bit of paint and you let the bristles, the very dry bristles, kind of do the work on moving along and getting the texture. Alright, but we're going to try the little bit of water with this paint. let this layer dry now that everything looks good on the tinting and the shadows that I put down. And I'll get back to you in a bit as soon as it's dried up.